The Mid-South is bracing for more flooding as the Mississippi River continues to rise. ABC 24's Shakina Davis is live in downtown Memphis to share how the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is fighting the floodwaters. Shakina.
Pepper, the emergency operations have been put into place by the Memphis District U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to combat flooding. But that's just one part of their plan. Over 60 flood fighters have been deployed after a tremendous amount of rain was received last week. Flood concerns for rivers affecting the Mid-South are being addressed. Flood areas are being actively monitored, sandbags are being utilized, and technical support is being offered. Some areas are still being observed by the U.S. Army Memphis District as reaching their highest flood points, especially across the St. Francis Basin.
Water is still working its way through these systems, and so we don't yet realize some of the impacts yet because it hasn't made its way all the way to the Mississippi River yet.
Water Control Section Chief Sarah Gertner says the most severely affected areas of rain stretched from Memphis to Union City.
And that was the equivalent of a 500 to 1,000 year event, and those numbers don't necessarily mean anything until you're actually in the communities and you just see how widespread the flooding really is.
She says many communities have been significantly impacted by flooding.
There have been a lot of evacuations ongoing in West Tennessee and the Obion Fork of Deer system. There are a lot of communities in the Little River St. Francis Basin system that are having to actively flood fight to hopefully avoid evacuation.
With more rain in the forecast, Gertner says they're not too worried about the next week of rain.
We have about an inch over the Ohio River Basin, and it will contribute to a prolonged crest at the Ohio River at Cairo, which will ultimately add to a prolonged crest for the entire lower Mississippi River.
She believes it will take at least another week or two for waters to fully recede.
And that's all dependent on everything going on the Mississippi River as well. If that climbs higher, it's going to take that much longer for floodwaters to recede from our tributaries.
Gertner says that they'll keep an eye out on the flood levels and will have their flood fighters prepared. In downtown Memphis, I'm Shakina Davis.